Indigenous languages long thrived on the lands now known as Canada and the United States. Colonizing efforts to seize land and eradicate Indigenous peoples led to the violent displacement of Indigenous languages. Demonstrating resistance and resiliency, Indigenous peoples have worked for decades to revitalize their languages. Much of the focus has been on children. But also critical are the programs for the missing generations of adults who did not grow up with their Indigenous languages. How can we support Indigenous adults who are becoming new speakers of their languages? Several methods and approaches have been developed to support Indigenous language revitalization. Some are structured, involving a skilled language teacher, and emphasizing the linguistic features of the language. Others focus on teaching learners to teach. Mentor or master apprentice, used by Kuruk, Cherokee, and other communities, brings together language learners and speakers to recreate immersion environments. Language revitalization is not just about teaching language. It's also about supporting people. Language revitalization thrives when Indigenous communities and their allies initiate. Language revitalization begins with a spark that, when nurtured by individuals and families, grows into flame. The Salish School of Spokane began as a non-profit, family-based effort that grew into a full immersion school whose language transfer method has been replicated across communities. Respond to community needs. Increasing learners' language proficiency is often a primary goal. Learners at Ganawage are working to increase the proficiency of advanced Mohawk learners. But proficiency is not necessarily the only goal. Miami people have reawakened their formerly sleeping language and are now reconnecting a diasporic community through language reclamation efforts. Innovate. Because Indigenous languages are remarkably different from European languages, impactful adult language learning efforts don't just replicate existing second language learning models. The Adult Language Immersion Program at Six Nations consistently evaluates and refines approaches to teaching Mohawk. Partner. The foundation of sustainable learning environments is a strong team that supports one another and seeks collaboration. A nonprofit supporting Squamish language revitalization partnered with Simon Fraser University to launch a 2-year full-time adult language immersion program. Persist. Language revitalization efforts are built on hard work and shared responsibility that extends far beyond the learning environment. The origins of Senchothan revitalization can be traced back to the work of elders and speakers in the 1960s. Everybody has a role to play in supporting the emergence of new Indigenous language speakers. To allies, seek ways to move beyond advocacy. Increase support and access to resources for Indigenous language learners and programs. To community members, it's up to you to grow the fire within for your language. Don't wait for permission to use your language. Find supportive people and begin to build together. Laugh and find joy in the journey.